This is what a media room's supposed to be like way to go. I really appreciate everybody being here, and this game is about our program and where we're going, but also about the game of basketball. And I just think what we saw from over the whole weekend is so important to continue to grow our game, and thank you all for being here to help us do that. I've played against South Carolina several times, and I meaning we, the Bruins, and this means a lot because Don Staley is set the tone of what women's basketball excellence should be over the last several years. And I just have so much respect for her staff, for the way they have a global view of the game. And so this obviously means a lot because of the respect we have. That being said, we expected to win. We have a phrase in our program that it begins before it begins, that you've got to do the work to prepare, and it starts way before the tip happens. And there just was never a doubt. And we prepared like we expected to win. You can hope and wish all you want, but if you don't prepare at a level that equips you, it doesn't do any good. And I'm really proud of the commitment to preparation we made. And then lastly, I thought Londynn Jones and Gabriela Jaquez were so huge for us. Their selflessness, we say all the time that we have 8 starters right now, and that in any given day those things are going to rotate, and that's my job. But man, to have your mindset ready to say whatever the team needs from me, I will deliver, and that's what Londynn Jones and Gabriela Jaquez really gave us today. And I told Lauren right before we were on TV, I said, Lauren, you know, look at what we did, and this was not her best night, but it was her best neutral thinking night. And she had what we call next play speed. And if she hadn't have done that work mentally to be there for us, every scouting report starts and ends with her. And if she didn't have that stability mentally, we wouldn't be sitting at this table feeling the way that we do.
Sorry,
Hi, Coach. Good to see you. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You did so many things well as a team in the first half. What did you like the most? And then for the ladies, the players, I want you to describe the atmosphere while you were out there tonight of the building.
I think the number one thing I did is we forced them into difficult shots, and we didn't rebound as well as I wanted us to, but I thought they were taking really hard first shots pretty much throughout. We followed the scouting report according to personnel really, really well, and I thought they were taking shots that they didn't want to have to take on a pretty consistent basis. Atmosphere?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere is amazing. Like, we literally thrive for that, and it means so much when everyone comes out to support us and is cheering, and just the atmosphere is amazing, but it gets us going, so we really appreciate it, and we thank everyone for being out there supporting us.
Same thing.
Coach, obviously putting 77 points up on the #1 team in the nation is quite a feat, but limiting them to 62, they averaged 80 points, and the whole team was just relentless, as Coach Staley said. Blocks, steals, getting in passing lanes. You know, what can you say about how this defense performed today?
Well, I thought that was everything, right? I think the two things were going to be transition D. They score about 27% of their baskets in transition. So the best thing you can do is not have live ball turnovers. And we had 16 turnovers, but they were mostly dead ball turnovers. And so that made a huge difference because they never got in a rhythm in transition. So when you automatically take away almost 30% of another team's offense, we knew that if we could force them into running half-court offense, we'd have a really good chance. And so that was really the key, is us taking care of the ball and taking decent shots, so that then we could set our defense and go from there. But they're a great team, and I reminded TV. It's November 24th. Am I proud of our team? Yes, but this is just the beginning, and we just can't get tired of doing things right.
You all went over to celebrate with the students after the game. Was that kind of a spontaneous thing? What did that feel like? And then, Lauren, I saw you were hugging somebody courtside. Was that a special person that you shared that moment with?
Those were actually our alumni, Charisma Osborne and Cameron Brown. They mean a lot to me, and I talked about that kind of our last game against LSU last year in press. I just talked about how much, they've done for me mentally, just getting me through that season, and they've just always been really supportive of me throughout the season. Cameron texts me literally before every single game. So I just thought that it was only right to go hug them because I know it means so much to them as well, and I felt like it was our win tonight. So I just wanted to hug them really bad.
For Cori and for Lauren, this was the first time the program's ever beaten an AP #1 team, and ever. So what do you? I know you said it's November 24th, but what makes this team special to be able to do that in such convincing fashion?
Work ethic and selflessness. We obviously have a lot of tools. We have a lot of great versatile players. I loved at different moments people making really big plays. I thought Janiah Barker also in the first half was so big for us. Everyone had a moment, and I think that we are really versatile and we've got a lot of weapons. But they would be very, they wouldn't do much. We wouldn't have this if we didn't have selflessness and elite work ethic. I have been coaching, this is my 32nd season in Division I coaching, and I've never had a team that works extra more than this team.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. We have so many weapons on this team, and our bench is just so deep, and everyone's ready when their number's called to go out there and make a difference in the game. And I thought Deezy was a great example of that today. She didn't start today, but she went out there and did her thing like she always does. And I just think we have the mentality that we all want the same thing at the end of the day, and we all went to this game no matter what happens, we're just gonna do what we have to do, and it doesn't matter who's scoring the most points at the end of the day. We all just want to win.
Hey, sorry, back.
Cori, you started E and E tonight. What went into that decision, and what benefits did you see from having both of them significant minutes?
Well, I just think every game is going to be a little bit different. I thought E was, very pivotal. There's a point, I think in the second quarter, where she just was commanding the pick and roll. She got to the cup, then she had the three, then she made a great pass that led to an assist. And, E is mature beyond her years. And so we just thought she had really, the last two games, I think she'd had 20 assists and 1 turnover, and I thought gotten our offense in a rhythm, and so it's just a choice that I made. Kiki, it's every day is going to be a little bit different, and I thought that her experience was really important to us, and Lauren always calls her a rock. And she just does a really good job getting us settled, and she has a sense, she's very calm. And so, I think the great thing about this team is I tell them every day, hold starting really loosely. I could care less who starts. It's just a matter of who do I think is going to help us have the best start. And then let's see who's playing well, and then try to move the pieces from there. But, I'm not always going to get it right, but that was the decision I made, and I just think everybody's got to stay selfless, and it's not really who starts the game. It's just a matter of whatever we got to do to help each other win.
Doug Harper.
Doug,
Cori, congrats on the win.
thank you.
You mentioned you were excited about how big a weekend this was for women's basketball.
Yeah.
Here with the game yesterday and today. There's gonna be a new #1 tomorrow. Have you guys made enough of a case about this win today, a statement that you
I don't care.
deserve it?
I really don't. I don't mean to be boring, but I really don't care who's ranked what, at what point. I just want us to learn the lessons that this game taught us. And I want us to fall more in love with the process of what it takes to become great. That's the only thing that matters to me. But I definitely think, I watched that entire game. I've got to tell you, Notre Dame looked really good. But what a great thing. I think we have a lot of teams that can make a really a good sort of case for how to be #1, and I think that's a great testament to our game. There's a lot more parity than there used to be.
Londynn, have you ever gone 5 for 5 from 3 before, and what was the key to getting in that kind of rhythm?
I don't think so. But I just know that it takes a lot of preparation. It's something that I work on every morning and after practice. So just continuing to get those reps in, and shout out to my team for getting me those looks and getting me the ball. But
And a shout out to her commitment, and a shout out to Coach Tasha. Coach Tasha meets her every morning, and a bunch of our other support staff. And so she's chosen to buy into that, and Coach Tasha has led her really well in that.
For Lauren or Londynn, this is for Kiki's first game without the minutes restriction. What was it like to have her back, and what changes for you when you have her in that backcourt?
Like Coach Cori said, she's just a super calm presence on the court, and I just trust her with the ball in her hand that she's going to make the right decision a lot of the time. So for me, it's just okay, we got Kiki back, let's go, we're back to how it should be, and I think she just played such a great game today. I'm so proud of her because I know going into, coming back from her injury, she was a little timid and nervous at first, but she just looked so amazing out there, and she really is the rock of our team, so I'm just so happy to have her back.
Todd Luca, No Cap Space. Cori, you mentioned at the beginning of this, the scouting report starts and ends with Lauren, and Don kind of echoed that same sentiment. And when you have a player that's that talented, it's easy, I feel like, to get into the repetition of trying to force it in. And that wasn't something I really saw today, and we saw the other players step up. I'm just interested in how impressed you were by the avoidance of forcing it and allowing the other players to step up in that way today.
Well, I thought it started really with Deezy. I thought she made some great cuts away from the ball. She saw that we were really trying to hit Lauren in the middle of the floor so that it was harder to double team. And then her player kept sinking in. I thought her timing on her lift cuts, I know that sounds like a really minor thing, but that's the difference. Those are inches of like, okay, are we making a turnover or are we getting a three? And I thought, those decisions being made, but we've been working at this in every single game. The first 5 minutes, I talked to our staff about, okay, how are they playing Lauren? What's the adjustment we need to make? Because every team's doing it a little bit different. They really tried to front Lauren and tried to deny touches more so than anyone else has at this point. And I think that'll force us to grow a little bit in that area as we look at this film. But, I think it really is our team is, this is like a broken record and they roll their eyes every time I say it, but sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. And be prepared for your number being called. And I think the reality is that Londynn and others were prepared. And I do think it was really pivotal that we didn't try to force it in.
Hey, so you guys have talked in the past about playing all 40 minutes, and you really played all 40 minutes tonight. You guys were locked in. I know Kiki brings a lot of energy, Londynn brings a lot of energy. I was wondering what kept you all locked in for the 40 minutes, and then for Coach, if you feel like the team has been somewhat underrated this year.
I think just what we bring is really important, but I also think how we prep for it. We have a really good coaching staff, and I think that they do a really good job of reminding us the main thing and keeping the main thing. And I think that that's what helps us and separates us from the other teams.
I mean, and also to add to that, like Coach Cori came in the locker room, she was like, you guys, like, they were probably getting chewed out in the locker room, like, we gotta step it up, like, this game isn't over. And so I think going into the second half, we're like, okay, it's 0-0. Let's reset and let's go into it like this, the first half never happened, like we gotta reset. So I think that's just having that mentality that like the game's never over and we just go in and attack from the get-go.
I mean, Lauren said on TV that we were underrated. If you were sleeping on us, you better stop. But I'm like, sleep away. I sleep away. I think teams that fall in love with what other people define them as, they lose opportunities to get better. And I think for me, I'm like, put your phones away, define the next right step. And I want them to enjoy. This is a tremendous accomplishment. I'm not downplaying it, but I'm also putting it in proper context. That is this what you came here to do? Just this one? And have fun with it, but let it just inform your next choice.
Lauren and Londynn, at halftime, your coach was like, whatever the score is, I know we can play better. So with that in mind, what is the mentality of this team at this point?
Just keep getting better every single day. Head down, take each day, stay present. Just keep getting better. At the end of the day, what we want to do at the end of the season. We want to win a national championship. But I just think taking each practice as preparation and just keeping those same habits every single day so that we can get to that.
Championships come with championship habits.
Lauren, so you said the team was underrated. I'm just curious, who's the most underrated player on the team?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say E, our freshman. She's incredible, and I will keep hyping her up because just like the skill set that she has at her age, and to come in and start from the very beginning of the season, and obviously Kiki being out, she wasn't expecting that, but she kind of took on that role and just went for it. And she's just never intimidated by anybody. You saw today, like she's going through people like it's nothing. I'm like, dang, like it's crazy. But she's so skilled, and I'm just really proud of her. But yeah, I would say she's probably. mean, she shouldn't be underrated anymore, but yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I really want to just thank everybody for being here. It's such an important thing for us. I also want to thank the administration, the support staff, the marketing team, everybody that works so hard behind the scenes. We were in here at shoot around at 8 a.m. and the support staff is putting pom-poms on over 13,000 seats, and all the work that goes into ticketing and all the things that go into that. And I just think it's really, really important that this is a program win, but this is a UCLA win. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity that everyone creates, from the media to all the support staff to all the investment that goes into having us be able to have an experience like this. I humbly say thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.